So Eddie, Dillian Whyte goes straight into this rematch against Povetkin. Will victory revive his world title hopes?
For sure, but all of a sudden the pressure is not just on trying to become the mandatory and fight Tyson Fury. This is the pressure of his career on November 21st. Controlling the fight, August 22nd, brutal knockout, and all of a sudden, like that, his career spins on its head. So he's hugely motivated to put this right, but it's extremely dangerous. And of course, moving into the rematch just 13 weeks after the first fight is very, very dangerous. But Dillian Whyte wouldn't have it any other way.
Have you explained to him, though, the consequences of another defeat? Would it be terminal for his career?
I think it's terminal for his world title chances, and that's obviously the ultimate aim for Dillian Whyte. So I think he knows the pressures. He was deeply disappointed with getting knocked out from a amazing bit of skill from Alexander Povetkin, and he's got to put that right. Povetkin and his team ready to go. They don't see a problem. They've knocked him out once. They think they're going to do it again in November. So a very confident Alexander Povetkin, and all of a sudden all the pressure lies on the shoulders of Dillian Whyte.
Whyte was the mandatory challenger. Do you think that Tyson Fury was relieved that he lost?
Probably, because it certainly allows that Joshua fight to happen sooner with fewer obstacles. But don't forget, the winner of this fight, Alexander Povetkin, right now is mandatory. It's just when that mandatory is called, and the winner of November 21st will be WBC mandatory. It's just when that's called. So I know that Dillian Whyte will be pushing that as hard as he can, but it's just about getting that victory. If he gets that victory, his world title shot will come, and really that's all that matters.
I grew up with the Russells throughout the amateur careers and everything, the background of all that. I grew up with all of them, you know what I mean? And I got nothing but love for them always, man. That's family right there. So, you know what I mean? And I take my, man, hardworking family right there, man. Those guys, they train with 20 ounces, 22 ounces, with a sauna suit. They just digging it in there, man. Their work ethic is tremendous.
They fighters. And obviously he has a heart of a lion calling welterweights out, and bigger guys. But how does that fight play out against a Devin Haney, Teofimo?
Man, I think that would be a great fight. You know what I mean? I think it might be, if anything, it depends, man. I wonder, because 126-pounder, 135-pounder, I think they may have to fight at a catch weight, but who knows? Or maybe he'll just jump up 2 weight classes to fight for the WBC email world champion and all that. So I think that, you know what I mean? It'll be good, though. I think that I got my vote on the fans, man. The fans will definitely have a great fight on that one. They'll have fun.
Does Ryan Garcia beat Luke Campbell?
It's going to be a good fight. I think that kind of puts it in there as a perspective of, okay, can Ryan handle some of the other guys, that's big named in this division? You know what I mean? So, and those that are experienced, so I think that it'll definitely have everybody's eyes open that night to see what he can bring to the table. Same thing goes for Gervonta Davis. Same thing goes for Devin Haney. These guys got to step up to the plate. So I tip my hat off to Ryan for fighting Luke Campbell. But Luke Campbell, I sparred with him. He's a great guy, tremendous dude in and out the ring. But let's see what else he has left in him. I think that they know that, the matchmakers and all that. I don't know if Luke is on his way out. I don't know if he's decreasing. That Loma fight that happened and the fight before that. But let's see.
Canelo row with DAZN and Golden Boy. I mean, it's got very public and really it's got very ugly. How on earth does this play out now? And when does it play out? Do you see Canelo clean break and going on to a completely new promoter. Reading between the lines, it looks like that Golden Boy and Oscar and Canelo sort of triangle was fairly fractured for a while. Social media has given us all sort of this window into court proceedings. It's strange, bizarre, but also like enthralling. It's like a car crash on the other side of the road where you know you shouldn't look, but you do. How on pick that apart, Barry? What on earth happens with that?
First of all, I'll give my opinion, but I think Adam's probably better to really, because he'll know what goes on behind the scenes more than we do, of course, but especially when it comes to contracts and stuff. But I don't care. I just want to see him fight. You know, we're all privy to all this information. I'm not interested in DAZN. I don't care if Canelo gets 60 million or 60 quid. To be as a fan, I don't. We're also interested now in how much boxers earn. So we all want boxers to earn fortunes. We all want them to retire with millions and health, and of course we do. But as a fan, I just want to see good fights, selfishly. So the fights that he was, some of the fights, the fighters that he was mentioning, weren't up to the level that Canelo should be in with, to be honest. And if he was given total control of picking opponents, then I would say, from a person who doesn't know what's going on, then that's pretty naive from DAZN if they're giving him full disclosure on who he fights. Maybe I don't know how that would work out, but I understand them knocking some of those names back. But knocking names back like Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith, well, I understand they might not have a financial real gain in America. Maybe I don't know, but there are no better names in the division. That's the problem. So who do they want him to fight? Are we doing it?
The online things are that they want him to fight Khabib, Jorge Masvidal, or a 47-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. I think that's where.
Oh, exactly.
I think that's where it gets complicated, because boxing fans, and certainly us guys here this side of the Atlantic, will look at Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith and think Canelo is the best fight for the fight that we all want to see as fans. But then it gets slightly more complicated, and I'm not going to be naive enough to pretend that it's not complicated at top level business.
All I would say is that all these cross sport promotions, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. I don't think that the McGregor one quite worked. But we've seen a different level, and I just think you've got to have some people who can transfer over. But we've had more rugby players be successful at boxing than we've had UFC guys be successful at boxing. If we want to really talk about crossing over from different sports, what does that prove? I don't understand it. It becomes a circus then that you can't control. And the boxing is a crazy sport, and we do whatever we can. We really are. Boxing sells its soul to make money, but where does it end? Come on, we want to see. Canelo's a top fighter who's boxed some great names, and he is one of the only fighters who learns from every fight and improves, and that's the truth. He doesn't need to box some guy who's never boxed in a boxing ring before, or a judo guy or a jiu-jitsu guy. He doesn't need that. He needs a Billy Joe Saunders, a Callum Smith, or go down to middleweight and fight some guys there. There's fights for him, but they have to be real fights. As a boxing fan, that's what I want to see.